You've been sleeping wrong your entire life. Not the hours, not the position, not the mattress or the pillows or the darkness of your room, the mindset. You've been treating sleep like a shutdown, a system reboot, a blank space between the days that matter. But ancient cultures knew something different. They knew that sleep is not an ending, it's a beginning, a doorway, a conversation with something larger than yourself. And one civilization, legend says, understood this better than any other: Atlantis, the lost continent. The advanced civilization that vanished beneath the waves. Most stories focus on their power, their technology, their downfall. But what if their greatest secret was something simpler? What if they knew how to sleep? Before we dive into the depths of this mystery, I have a gentle request. If this voice has ever guided you toward deeper rest, please consider subscribing to this channel. Think of it as an anchor, something to hold on to in the vast ocean of content. Now, let that intention drift away. Your only task tonight is to listen and to learn what Atlantis knew. Around 360 BC, the philosopher Plato wrote two dialogues that would echo through history, Timaeus and Critias. In them, he described a civilization unlike any other, an island nation beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar, a land of concentric rings of land and water, a people descended from the god Poseidon himself, powerful, advanced, wise, and then, in a single day and night, destroyed, swallowed by the sea. Most historians believe Plato invented Atlantis as an allegory, a warning about the dangers of hubris, of power without virtue. But others wonder, what if he was describing something real, something remembered? A civilization so ancient that by Plato's time, only fragments remained in story and song. Whether real or myth, the idea of Atlantis has never died, because it taps into something we all feel, that the past holds secrets we've forgotten, that there was once a golden age, and we lost it. If Atlantis was real, what was it like? Theories abound. Psychic readings by Edgar Cayce described a civilization that used crystals for energy, that harnessed forces we still don't understand, that communicated across vast distances with technology that looked like magic. Other writers imagined Atlanteans as spiritually advanced, connected to the earth, the stars, the unseen dimensions. But here's the detail that rarely gets mentioned. In almost every account, Atlanteans were said to practice something called temple sleep. They would journey to sacred spaces, temples built at specific locations, aligned with stars, built over underground water sources, constructed with crystals in the walls. And there they would sleep, not just to rest, to receive healing, knowledge, visions, visitations. They believed that sleep was the thinnest veil between worlds, that in those hours of surrender you could access realms that were close to the waking mind. And they built entire temples dedicated to this practice. We have evidence that temple sleep was real, not in Atlantis, that's lost, but in every culture that surrounded the Atlantis myth. In Egypt, they called it incubation. Pilgrims traveled for days to sleep in the temples of Sekhmet and Imhotep. They believed that the gods would visit them in dreams, bringing healing, answers, prophecy. In Greece, the cult of Asclepius built hundreds of temples where the sick would sleep. They called the practice enkoemesis. Priests would interpret their dreams and prescribe treatments. The sick walked in, they slept. They dreamed, they woke healed, or so the inscriptions claim. In Mesopotamia, in India, in China, every ancient culture had some version of sacred sleep. The pattern is too consistent to be coincidence. Our ancestors believed that sleep was not just biological, it was spiritual, a portal, a conversation. And they built entire structures to facilitate it. What did they know that we've forgotten? Here's where it gets interesting. The Atlantean legend specifically mentions crystals. Not just as decoration, as technology. Crystals have a unique property. They vibrate at precise frequencies when stimulated. They can store energy. They can focus intention. Modern science uses quartz crystals and watches, radios, computers. They keep time. They transmit signals. They store data. What if the Atlanteans understood this on a deeper level? What if their temples were built with crystals tuned to the frequency of human sleep? To theta waves, delta waves, the brain states where healing happens? And what about sound? Ancient traditions everywhere use sound in sacred spaces. Chanting, singing bowls, drums. The specific acoustics of stone temples created frequencies that altered consciousness. Modern research confirms it. Certain sounds can shift brain waves, can induce relaxation, can trigger the relaxation response. The Atlanteans, if they existed, may have understood something we're only rediscovering now, that sleep is not just about darkness and quiet. It's about resonance, about tuning your body to the right frequency, and then letting go. The purpose of temple sleep wasn't just rest. It was communication. They believed that in sleep, the soul was free. Free to travel, free to meet, free to receive. They called it dream incubation, the practice of setting an intention before sleep, asking a question, seeking guidance, then surrendering to the dream. In the temples of Asclepius, the sick would sleep with the question, how can I be healed? In the morning, they would share their dreams with priests who interpreted the symbols. In Egypt, they asked the gods directly. They believed that in the threshold between waking and sleeping, the divine could speak. We still do this without knowing it. How many times have you woken with the answer to a problem you fell asleep thinking about? How many times has a dream shown you something you couldn't see while awake? The ancients built temples for this. You just need a pillow. In Plato's telling, Atlantis fell because they forgot. They started as wise, virtuous, connected. But power corrupted them. They lost their humility. They lost their connection to the divine. And in a single day and night, they were gone. Whether the story is history or metaphor, the lesson is the same. We forget what matters. We forget that sleep is sacred, that dreams carry wisdom, that rest is not a waste of time. It's the foundation of everything. We've built a world that treats sleep as optional, as weakness, as something to overcome, and we're paying for it. Anxiety, insomnia, burnout, depression, a constant hum of exhaustion beneath every conversation. Atlantis didn't need crystals or temples to sleep well. They just remembered what we've forgotten. That surrender is not defeat. That letting go is the deepest form of strength. So tonight, let's practice what Atlantis knew. Close your eyes if they aren't already. Take a slow, deep breath. And imagine yourself descending, not into darkness, into water. Warm, clear, turquoise water. Sunlight streams from above, guiding your way. Below you, an ancient temple rises from the sand. Its columns are carved with stories you don't need to read. Its walls pulse with a soft, golden light. You drift down, through the entrance, into the inner chamber. In the center, a stone altar waits. It's been waiting for you, for centuries. Lie down on it. Feel the warmth beneath you. The crystals in the walls begin to hum a frequency you feel more than hear. It vibrates through your bones, your brain, your breath. You are safe here. You are held here. You can ask your question now. Whatever weighs on you, whatever you need to know, whisper it to the silence. Or ask nothing at all. Just rest. The temple will hold you. The crystals will keep watch. The water will cradle you. Sleep like the Atlanteans slept, with trust, with surrender, with knowing that you will wake when it's time. And until then, you're exactly where you need to be. Thank you for journeying into the depths with me tonight. If this story helped you remember the sacredness of sleep, please consider leaving a like. It helps others find their way to these ancient waters. And remember, you don't need a lost city to sleep well. You just need to remember what Atlantis never forgot. That surrender is wisdom. That rest is power. That letting go is the only way to truly arrive. Good night.